corner, swear you hit me like a vision. I wasn't expecting.
I'm here today to introduce the Sunny Girl, Lauren Cook. Lauren graduated from UCLA with a double major in communications and psychology today.
Well, my mission in life is to bring more happiness to more people. It's something we all say we want, right? Who says they don't want to be happy? But how do we actually do that on a daily basis? A lot of times if we're having a great day, sure, it's easy to be happy. But how do we find happiness even on our toughest days? And this is a safe environment. I'm going to be moving around the room. I want to have a conversation with you. We get enough lectures in class, and I am not here to lecture. I want to hear from all of you today. I want to hear your ideas. They really matter to me. Well, I wrote a book during undergrad at UCLA, and a lot of people ask me, why did you decide to write a book about happiness? And it all started when I read Gretchen Rubin's The Happiness Project. It's a New York Times best-selling book, and it just really resonated with me. I read it in my dorm room bunk bed my freshman year. And so I wrote to Gretchen, I said, Gretchen, I would love to do a teen edition of The Happiness Project with you. And she said, thanks, but no thanks. And I thought, well, you know, that's okay, I'll write my own book. So that's what I did. Just because she said no to me didn't mean I had to say no to myself, right? What I found is that our generation was more philanthropically minded, more optimistic, more internationally focused than ever before. But there was the catch. I was hearing myself complain all the time, and my friends were doing it too. Now raise your hand if you've said any of the following lately. I know it's Sunday, but think this past week. Has anybody said, I can't wait for the weekend? Raise your hand. Almost all of us. We say these things, but there's a problem because we're saying, I'll be happy when. I'll be happy if. And suddenly our happiness becomes conditional. Our happiness is always next week, next month, next year, next life. We can't do that. We can't wish our time away. We can't postpone our happiness. We think our personality is fixed, but that's not the case. There's a thing called neuroplasticity, and it's the idea that our brains can constantly change and evolve, and we have these neural pathways in our brains. The more we practice something, the more habitual it becomes, the more it becomes of who we are. It starts to become natural, normal for us. So, what we're going to do in a few minutes, we're going to start a sunny set. Now, you've probably heard of a bucket list, right? Well, a bucket list is a list of things to do before you die. That's morbid. I like to call it a sunny set. It's a list of things to do while you're alive. How do we do that, though? First thing, you have to write your goals down. It's not real until you put it on paper. You start to hold yourself so much more accountable. Next, and this is the most important thing in my opinion, and something that we as a generation struggle with the most, you have to find mentors. I'll tell you a little story. When I was working at NBC Network News, we'd have a lot of fun guests come into the studio, and I would never know who's going to show up that day. Well, one day we had Bill Nye, the science guy, show up. I was so excited, Bill Nye! I grew up on him in 7th grade. And I say to the other interns, I say, we should go say hi, you know, it's Bill Nye, the science guy. So I say to my supervisor, hey, would this be okay? She says, yeah, go for it. Well, I met Bill Nye, the science guy. Make that choice when you meet people that inspire you. You can be that intern that looks down on their phone and doesn't want to bother anyone. You can take those 5 seconds of courage and introduce yourself. Start a conversation. Anyone who's achieved a dream in their life or been successful, they had mentors too. They did not do it alone. People want to mentor you. You just have to have that courage to ask. How do we actually do that? It's what I like to call the 5 daily gratitudes. Now, a lot of you, if I asked you, what are you thankful for? You'd probably tell me I'm thankful for my friends, my family, my health, something along those lines, right? That's kind of the first thing that comes to mind. And that's what I call a Thanksgiving talk of gratitude. But what if we found 5 things we were thankful for about every single day? I want you to ask yourself while you're sitting here today, why do I volunteer? Why do I show up to NCL? Why do I spend time on my Sunday when I could be doing whatever I may please? Why do I show up to NCL? Why does it matter to me? Because if you don't have a reason for why you're here, it's not going to sustain you. It's not going to last for you. Now, I don't know if any of you get frustrated by this, but I hear all the time people our age, the millennial generation, we are lazy, entitled, selfish, disrespectful. Anybody hear that besides me? Some head nodding? Right, we get that all the time. And I think that's so disheartening because I see so much good. I've already seen it being here for the past hour. You all are the good. And so many TikTokers all around the country, so many of your classmates, they are the good too. And you have the potential to start a new philanthropy, to volunteer 100 hours, to do whatever you please to make a difference. It's up to you and you alone. But my ultimate goal for you today is that you come away with a passion to serve for your life. If you're here at NCL to put it on a resume, a college application, or because you want to win the Merci Award, that's not going to be enough. It's not going to wake you up at your dorm room bed at 7 in the morning. I promise you that. My passion, my reason to serve is my mom. My mom is a breast cancer survivor. She was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer when I was 2 years old. And cancer has always been part of my life. It's been something that our family has dealt with before I can even remember. But I am so thankful that my mom fought as hard as she did and showed me what true courage meant so that we could even be in National Charity League. So thank you so much for taking some time with me today. I hope you had a good time. I hope you're even happier than when you